If you want to taste the definition of deliciousness, come with me to Grandma Rose's Open Pantry on YouTube, and I will show you how I make this puff pastry cran apple braid. Good morning. I'm Rose from Grandma Rose's Open Pantry, and I have some apples, and I have some fresh cranberries right here. And I have a sheet of puff pastry out behind me. So, this is going to be sugar-free, but it's not going to be gluten-free because puff pastry is not gluten-free. So, I think today I couldn't decide if I wanted to make like cran apple muffins since the weather is cool, it's fall, it's just beautiful weather to be in the kitchen cooking, smelling all those fall spices like cinnamon, allspice, cloves, which we love. Roy and I both love those. But I think I have decided to do a braid out of puff pastry. I thought about a cranberry apple pie, but I used to make a braid, just an apple braid out of puff pastry, and it's so good. If you've ever eaten puff pastry, it is delicious. It's so good, and it's really, really pretty. And it'll be really pretty on your holiday table or just for any time. So, I'm peeling some apples, and these are all different kinds of apples. I think some's Fuji, some's Gala. I think there's some Pink Lady in here, and I think there's a Cosmo Crisp. Instead of a Honey Crisp, it's a Cosmo Crisp. It's not quite as good as a Honey Crisp, but it's almost. And it's a good cooking apple. So I've got cinnamon. Well, it's my mixture. It's cinnamon, allspice, and cloves, and that's what I use in a lot of my apple dishes. I make it up and keep it in a little container. I'm using vanilla. I've got stevia here. I've got some. Now this is no calorie baking sweetener. It's from it's made from sugar cane, but it doesn't have any carbs or calories in it. So I've got some of that. I've got a little bit of cornstarch that I'm going to put in it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to finish peeling my apples. Then I'm going to cook my cranberries and my apples with my with all these ingredients. I'll taste of it, but I'll bring y'all along with me when I do that, because it only takes the puff pastry like 20-25 minutes to cook. So I'm going to pre-cook my apples and my cranberries before I put it on my puff pastry. So I'm going to finish peeling and cutting up apples, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, I took my, last year, I was making a lot of cranberry salad. I ate it with about everything. So I bought up some and put it in the freezer. And so I just took a pack out of the freezer last night, and that's what I'm using, is the ones that I froze from last year. So I didn't know how plentiful they were going to be this year, so I probably got 10 packs in the freezer, but I will use them this fall, believe me. Okay, I'm just picking out some that just doesn't look real good. All right, now, this is my apples and cranberries. Now, you use the amount of apples according to how much you're making. And if I have some of this left over, I'll make muffins with it or something. So, on my burner back here, I've got butter in my skillet. And I'm going to put, this is a 1/3 cup of my pure cane alternative. This is a 1/4 cup of stevia. And this may not be sweet enough for this many. I may have to put more, and that'll be okay if I do. But I'm going to let it cook down a little bit before I taste of it. Because, you know, when your apples and your cranberries start cooking down, the sweetener gets more concentrated. So, all right, now in this, I'm going to put probably about a teaspoon and a half of cinnamon, because we like cinnamon. All right. Now you can use sugar in this if you like. Tell you what I'm going to do. This is my brown swerve right here. So I am going to, I'm going to put some of that in it, just so it'll have like that brown sugar flavor. Okay. That is 2 tablespoons of my brown swerve. Brown monk fruit. Now I think they make a brown stevia, so you can use that if you prefer. Most of them have a brown alternative now. All right. I'm going to put a teaspoon of vanilla, just because vanilla is good in everything. All right. Now, cornstarch. I need I'm going to put about, since I used my teaspoon with my vanilla is wet, I'm going to put about a tablespoon of cornstarch, because I want to thicken it a little bit, and I may have to add more than that. We'll see. Okay. It's looking good. And I've got butter. You can come back here, baby. I've got butter in my pan right here. About a half a stick of butter. And I'm just going to put my apples and my cranberries in my skillet. And I'm going to let them cook until they get tender. It's probably going to take 15 or 20 minutes. Because I want them to be tender when I put them in my puff pastry. Okay. I'm going to let this cook until they get tender. I'm going to taste of it to see if I have enough sweetener in it. If I have enough cinnamon, but I think enough of my mixture, I think I do. So, we'll be back in a few minutes. Okay. I have cooked this for 20 minutes. My apples are tender, and I did add another 1/4 cup of sweetener to it, because these cranberries are so tart, and cranberries they're really, really tart. Now, my apples are tender, my cranberries are done. I am going to put this, it has to go on, it has to be cool when I put it on my puff pastry. So I'm going to slide my puff pastry back in the refrigerator, because it's got a lot of butter in it. I want that butter to stay cold. I'm going to spoon this up in this little pie dish, put it in the freezer, and it's going to take it probably 20, 25 minutes to get as cool as I want it to go in my puff pastry. So when we get to our next step, then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my braid. All right, y'all. I put my apple and cranberry in the freezer, and I got it cool. It is delicious. It's tart and sweet. And I think I have rolled this out enough. I've got it on a little Silpat here on a baking sheet. I'm going to try to roll it a little bit more. I don't want to get it too thin, because if you get it too thin, you can't braid it. Okay. Let's try this, y'all. All right. I'm going to put my apple and cranberry mixture in the center. And I don't know if I told y'all before, but I did add another 1/4 cup of sweetener to it. Okay. I don't want to get it too much, because I don't want it to cook out. So Alright. Well, let's try this. If it cooks out, it just cooks out. Okay. I've got a little bit more mixture over here, but I'm not going to put it in. So, let me get this. Now, you could put nuts on this if you wanted to, but I'm not, because Kale does not, they're coming to eat with us. He does not like nuts. He loves nuts. He just doesn't like them cooked in things. All right. Now, you want to get this right down the center as close as you can. Now, I'm going to take, and I'm going to start right here, and I'm going to cut and at an angle, just like this. I hope I've got it wide enough. Okay. All right, let me do one right here. All right, then I'll start on this side and cut this way. Looks like I might have put too much filling in it, but we'll see. And try to get your little things as close to the same size as you can. All right, now I'm going to pull this over. No, I'm not. All right, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to go over like that and across like that. Over like that and across like that. Over and across. And pull them together if you can. Over and across. It's okay if there's a little space there, but you don't want a whole bunch. Over and across. Over and across. Some of it's coming out right here, but that'll be okay. It'll eat good. Over and across. Over and across. Over. I put too much filling in the center is what happened.
Well, you want to take some out?
No, you can't do it now that you've started braiding. Over and across. It'll be all right. Okay, now we're down at the end. So what we're going to do, we're going to take this and we're going to do, what did I do with my knife? Do y'all see my knife? Oh, well. I'll get another one. I don't know what I did with it. And we're going to take this and pull it over like that.
Other side, your roller.
Oh, okay. All right. And I'm going to cut this off. I'm going to cut this off like this. Now, this is the way I do it. You may do it differently. Okay. And I'm just going to tuck that under. I'm going to tuck this under. I'm going to tuck this one under like that. And tuck this one under. My puff pastry is getting real soft. All right, then I'm going to kind of mash it together like that. As you can see, some of my filling's coming out, but that's all right. All right. Just kind of mash it together. I'm going to get some of that flour off of there. Make it all, try to get it the same size all the way down. All right. My oven has come up to temp. I've got it on 400. Now I'm going to take egg wash and I'm going to wash it really good with egg wash because I want it to be pretty and brown. And it's not going to take about 20 minutes to cook. Now if you make these, you may do yours different. That's perfectly fine. This is just the way I've always done mine. Okay. All right. You know what?
Yeah, how about using that? I love the crust.
I know. It is so good. All right, what I'm going to do
It's patch.
is patch. Since I cut my little strips, I didn't roll it out enough. I'm just going to put right down the center. I'm going to put a little thing because I don't want to waste this puff pastry. It's too good. Woo. All right. Okay, y'all. Now let me egg wash it. Plus, I want it to stick to my other, so this egg wash will make it do that. All right, y'all. 400 degrees. All we got to do is cook our puff pastry because everything else is cooked. And I'm just going to lay these right here because
I'll eat them.
Because they are so good. Yes, they are delicious. All right. I'm going to put it in my 400-degree oven for about 20 or 25 minutes. When it gets golden brown, then we're going to bring it out.
Grandmama, that's beautiful.
Okay, y'all. I'm putting a sugar-free glaze on it.
You're playing, Grandmama.
That's what you're doing.
You're playing.
All right, y'all. I put too much filling in it.
Lift up that end that's next to you. Lift it up.
I put too much filling in it, so it spread out more than I wanted it to. But it is delicious. And those little pieces, I'm not going to cut this and taste of it now because it's really, really hot and we're having company tonight and I want to wait till then to cut it. So, but the little piece of puff pastry that I put on the side, I've got some of my filling here. Y'all.
I want some.
That's so good. All right, there, baby. Y'all, that is so good.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll do another one of these for y'all one time, and I won't put near as much filling in it, and it'll be a lot prettier. But this is delicious. So,
I'm gonna move my big finger.
Yep.
Whoa, this is delicious, Grandmama.
Okay.
And I don't know. That's beautiful to me.
Thank you, baby.
I love it.
Thank you. It's just supposed to be more compact, but that's okay. We'll eat it like this. Love y'all. And food feeds the family, family feeds the heart, God feeds the soul. And I'll catch y'all next time.